And I also hope that you are having a good day so far. All right, so today we will be doing our grade 2 English lesson on irregular plural nouns. So we'll be doing our grade 2 English lesson on irregular plural nouns. And before we start with our lesson, right, we're going to log into aplusstudents.ca. We're going to log in with our username as well as our password. Once we've logged in with our username and our password, and then we can select the subject of language arts, and then we select grade 2. And once you have selected grade 2, you're going to scroll down to the different chapters up until you get to irregular plural nouns. So up until we get to irregular plural nouns. So our chapter is going to be irregular plural nouns, and our focus lessons is going to be, is the noun singular or plural? And we need to form and use irregular plurals. That is going to be our 2 lessons that is under the chapter of irregular plural nouns. All right. So our chapter is irregular plural nouns, grade 2, and our focus lessons are, is the noun singular or plural, and to form and use irregular plurals. That is our focus lessons for today. And our lesson we are doing on aplusstudents.ca. So we should be logged into aplusstudents.ca. All right, so irregular plural nouns, right? Irregular plural nouns are nouns that do not become by just adding s and es. Because we in our previous lesson we spoke about the regular plural nouns, right? And with regular plural nouns, if we show that something is more than one, right? We either add s or an es, right? Um, to basically make it more, to make that noun or to make the word more, right? But when it comes to irregular plural nouns, right, we then don't just add an s or we don't just add an es, right? As most of our nouns in the English language do. So we don't just add the s or we don't just add the es, right? Because when it comes to irregular plural nouns, then we can't say that we are following specific rules to say that we need to do this and we need to do that, right? So, for example, the plural form of man is men, right? So, if we look at the word man as stated in our example, man is singular, right? It is one man. Singular, which is one man. But now, if we want to show more than one man, right? We want to show a plural noun, right? And then we're going to say it is men. And men shows there are two or more than one man, for example, in the room, or more than one man they are talking about, right? So as you can see, there's no form of rule that says that we need to add s or just add es, right? So it's almost like as if like part of the word or the word changes. So the same with woman, right? Woman is referred to one lady, one woman, right? But as soon as we want to make mention of more than one woman, then we say women with an en. Because the one, like woman, shows one woman, one lady, but woman with an um within that word, it shows more than one. Let's say ladies or more than one women. All right. So irregular plural nouns, right? We say that we don't just follow rules by saying we need to add s or es. For some of the words, it's as if the whole word changes, right? Or part of the word it changes. So irregular plural nouns, a plural noun that does not follow the standard rules of just adding is or es to the end of a singular version to make it plural, right? So, like I said, it is like as if the word changes or part of the word changes. We don't just follow rules by saying we're going to add is or we're going to add es. And if we look at a few words, party, right? So, party is singular, right? So I attended one party, only one party, right? And Jenna organized two parties, and this is parties. One party, two parties. And as you can see, we didn't just add an S, we didn't add an ES. It's as if a part of the word changes. And there we even added IES. Then we have some of the words that stays the same, right? It does not change. For example, moose and moose. And then we also have a word like fish and fish, right? So those are words that can basically be the same, or should we say so the same? It can be written as both singular as well as plural. Moose and moose, fish and fish. All right. And then we also have man and min, right? One man, more than one min. One man, more than one min. And there we have that shows singular and that shows plural. All right. Before we go on to these pictures, let us go to our tutorial page on aplusstudents.ca. Our first lesson is the noun singular or plural? So we're going to have to identify if the noun is singular or if it is plural. Plural, more than one. Or we could say two or more. So some plurals are irregular and they don't follow rules. You must remember each one. So you just need to remember each one because, like we said, there is no follow where we say we add an S or we add an ES. And for example, child, right? Child is singular, right? But if we make mention of more than one child, right? Then more than one child is children. The same with mouse. Mouse we refer to as one mouse running freely in the house. But if we make mention of more than one mouse, then we can say mice. And then one woman, we have one woman. So more than one woman is women. So basically, over here, if you look at that, right, it's either one word is taken out, few words are taken out, right? But like we say, we do not follow rules of just adding is or it is to show that there is or it is plural now, right? All right. To look at the activity, we need to say is the noun in bold, singular, or plural. Mrs. Henderson gave the child $1. So Mrs. Henderson gave child $8. So child, if we look at the word child, right, then child refers to it being singular. Singular refers to one child, right? And the plural form of child is children. I see my neighbor's roofs from the window. Roofs. Do we get a word like roofs? Right? One roof, more than one roofs. Yes, we get the word more than one roofs. And the word roofs, is that singular or is it plural? Roofs. Is it singular or plural? And if we look at the word roofs, right? And then we can say that this word roofs is plural. It shows more than one, right? And the singular form of roofs is roof. So roofs is plural. right, so now if we look at the next one, the men will fix the machine this afternoon. The who will fix the machines this afternoon. All right, so if we look at the word in bold, men, right? Men, it shows or indicates that there is more than one man. It means that men is plural. It's more than one. It shows more than, right? Whereas man, man, it shows one man. It shows singular. All right, so now we're going to do our test where we're going to say is the noun singular or is the noun plural. So we specifically going to look at the word in bold, right? And then we're going to say if that word is singular or we're going to say if the word is plural. All right, I can see my neighbor's roofs from this window. I can see my neighbor's roofs from this window. So the word roofs, is roofs singular or plural? Roofs. All right, so now if we look at the word roofs, right, and then we can say roofs, it's more than one, so we can say it is plural. Yes, so roof is plural, so well done. The children put on the clean clothes. The children put on clean clothes. The word children, is children singular referring to one or plural referring to more than one? Children, is it one child? Children, singular or plural? All right, so if we look at the word children, right, and then we can say children refers to more than one child, which means that this is plural because it refers to more than one child. There are children, or the children is eating or are eating their breakfast. Why did the men eat breakfast so early? Men. So men, is men singular or is it plural? Men. All right, so now if we look specifically at that word men, it refers to more than one man, right? Because man is referring to one man only, and then men refers to more than one. So we're going to say men is plural. And if you said that too, then well done. Sasha's pet mouse ran through the kitchen. The mouse, is the mouse singular or plural? Mouse. Is it singular referring to one mouse or plural referring to more than one mouse? All right, so if we look at the word mouse, right? Mouse refers to one little pet, right? So we're going to say it is singular because the plural of mouse is mice and singular is correct. All right, we're going to do one more. Is the noun in both singular or plural? The woman lived in that apartment. Woman. Is the word woman singular or is it plural? Woman. So we need to say if the word woman is singular, referring to one woman, or plural, referring to more than one women. All right, so if we look at the word woman, right? Woman clearly just refers to as one person. So woman lived in that apartment. All right, now we're going back and we're going to a new one that says form and use irregular plurals. The next lesson, right? This is our second lesson. And we're going to form and use irregular plurals. Remember, with irregular plurals, we do not follow rules. You're just going to have to remember each one. No adding of S or just ES, right? You need to know what the word is when the word basically changes to a plural form. All right. If we look at the first example, complete the sentence with the correct plural. Plural. Do mouse sleep in the day or at night? Plural. What is the plural of mouse? We need to find the plural of mouse. So if we find the plural of mouse, then we're going to say, do mice sleep in the day or at night? So we're going to say mice because mice refers to more than one. So mice, and mice is plural. So do mice sleep in the day or do mice sleep at night? Do the woman leave the office at 5 o'clock? Woman. So we need to look at the word that is refers to woman as, or let's say refers to more than one women. So woman, so do the woman leave the office at 5 o'clock? All right, so which means that if we were to add our, or let's say we make the word in bracket plural, and then we're going to say it is women, right? Women refers to it being more than one. So women. So do women leave the office early as 5 o'clock? All right. So did the women dance all afternoon? Women. So woman, we need to change woman once again. So woman. So did the women dance all afternoon? And if we look at the word woman, right? Woman is a singular form or singular word for women. Women, and we basically add an E. So we can say we men. So women, right? That is the plural form of woman. So did the women dance all afternoon? Women, which means that our irregular plural noun is women. All right. So now it says that did the women dance all afternoon? Is women singular or is it plural? Women. All right. So we said women. Now we have to do our test. All right. Look at this one word. Do mouse sleep in the day or at night? Mouse. We need to put the plural or make the word seem plural. Do mouse sleep in the day or at night? All right, so if we want to look at the word that refers to more than one when it comes to, so we can say do mice. So mice is So do mice sleep in or do mice sleep in the night? So mice. Mice refers to more than one animal. So mice is our answer. All right. So mice is our plural. All right. So now let's go and do our test. The men ladders onto the, do we say onto the roof or onto the roofs? Onto the roof or roofs? So the men climb the ladders onto the, is it roof or roofs? Roof or roofs? All right, so which means that we're going to say onto the roofs, right? Because it shows more than one. So when I swim, I kick hard with my, is it foot, feet? All right, so now we need to say, or we need to choose the correct word. Form. So a foot, right? It's 1 foot. But if it shows more than one, then we say 2 feet. So feet. So when I swim, I kick with my feet. Feet is more than one. And Mrs. Garner is a told the child or children a funny story. You need to complete the sentence with a great plural. So child. If we change that word child into a plural form, does it say the word child or does it change to plural? Child or plural for children. So we can say it's either one child or more than one. All right, so if we select the child, right, and the plural of child, we will say it is children. So children is the plural of child. Do the women leave the office at 4 o'clock? woman, is it the first one, which is woman, or is it the women? And if we were to choose the correct plural, then we will say so women is referring to more than one woman. And then all the man had eggs for breakfast. Man. We need to find the plural form or the correct plural form. So man, referring to it as being one man. And later on, this man becomes a, if we show more than one, and we say it is men. One man, lots of men. Men is the plural form of man. All right. And remember, we said that when it comes to um, plural nouns, there is no rule that we follow. We can't say that we're going to add is, we're going to add es in order to show that the specific item or thing or place or noun has got more than, or it has, let's say, singular, right? And if we look at these pictures in front of us, right? Singular here we have a man, and plural we have men, right? The same with mum, a woman at home, and the other picture shows other three women. The same with a person, one person. Remember, if somebody is saying, for example, one person, right, or it's one person, and then more than one person is people. So one person, and then two or more people. Then we have a foot and feet. And then we have tooth and teeth, one child, lots of children or more than one children, mouse that ate the cheese and gave it to the other mice, mice being more than one, and then an ox, and the plural form of ox is oxen, right? So this is but a few irregular um, plurals, right? And remember, we said that none of these words that is in plural, they followed, for example, where somebody said we need to either add s or es in order for something to happen, right? Or in order for your for it to change, right? Right. All right, so we said that with irregular plural nouns, right, there is no rules that we are following, right? We don't just add is or es, but it's as if either with some words it seems like the whole word changes or a part of the word changes to plural form, right? To plural form, and plural form can either, it shows more than one, right? So we went over the lessons of is a noun singular or plural, and we were able to identify if the nouns were either singular or plural, as well as use regular plurals. All right, so that is irregular plural nouns so far. All right, so if we look at, we're going to create sentences, right? And within the sentences, we are going to choose the word that is plural, right? That shows more than one, or that shows more, right? So the first word is, so we need to look at the word in bracket, and then we are going to have to say what the answer is. This is now when we change the specific word plural. So the word run. So which means that if we were to choose the correct one, and then we're going to say children, because children shows more than one. So the children run to the park. It shows child as the singular form, but once we show the plural form, and then it becomes children, right? Let's do one more. So the choir had the manly had mainly. So we can say the choir had mainly. So they had many men in the in the choir, right? So man, if you look at the word man, right? What is the plural form of man? So the plural form of man, we can say it is men, right? So basically, guys, when it comes to irregular plural, we do not follow any rules, right? You are just gonna have to know what the correct word is, and then you just follow along like that. We don't add an S, we don't add an ES, there's no rules that we need to follow. So that is now the end of our lesson on irregular plurals. Thank you very much for joining the class, and I also hope that you are going to have an amazing day further. Goodbye.